This is Heavy Breathing, Heavy Thoughts, where I take somebody out on the trail, and somewhere in between the first step and the last step, the conversation really starts. Today, we're out here at Cheyenne Mountain State Park with the founder of the Fountain Run Club, Ty.
Hey, how's it going?
So, you excited to start going?
I am. I could do without a little bit of this wind, but hey, we'll get through it.
All right, let's go have some fun today. Welcome to Heavy Breathing, Heavy Thoughts. I always like crazy as the wind was.
Yeah, I checked the weather this morning, and I was like, oh, calls for high wind. I think it's actually worth more than that. It's the idea of fostering community through fitness.
What sacrifices have you made on behalf of running?
Family time, and that's the scary thing, So,
oh yeah.
Got a good sky though, and good clouds.
I know. That's why I was like, it's gonna be great today. Just a little windy, which is fine. All right. Question number one. Growing up, what did young Ty think he was gonna be, and how far off did you land?
Man, good question. I can tell you, I didn't envision myself being where I am today. So I definitely think that it is far off. Growing up kind of young and dumb and a little unguided. Never pictured myself being a founder of a run club, with the success that we're having. Truly blessed for that. Never thought I'd fall in love with running the way I have. The way that it's just incorporated itself into my daily routine in my family. I just spaced off. I was in the zone. I was like, oh man, it's so pretty.
All right. So walk me through your actual first run. Where were you and how far did you actually make it?
Well, I started distance running about 2-3 years ago. Woke up one day, essentially was saying, hey, I'm gonna start going long distances. Mind you, never did it before. Went outside, put on the shoes, and I just went out. No knowledge of, pace, anything like that. I just ran. And I ran for about a minute. And I had to stop.
Yeah.
Felt like I was gonna die, almost threw up.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And at that point, I almost quit and didn't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
That was the first run.
What is the most unhinged decision that you've actually made in the name of running?
Unfortunately, that's an easy one. It would be practicing a keto diet or low carb diet.
Yeah.
While endurance running, long distance.
Wow, no joke.
And it wasn't on purpose. It was, I was trying to lose weight fast, right? Trying to enter that ketosis.
Right.
While also running, 5 to 20 miles, at any given time.
Yeah.
And little did I know, that was jacking my body up behind the scenes, more than I could even imagine.
Jeez.
Going to the doctors, for, stomach issues, gut issues, and then finding out, the doctor's like, how are you running 20 miles and on a low carb diet? You're practically killing yourself.
Right.
So that is definitely the most unhinged, James, easily.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I get being able to do, you can go off of fats, but man, you gotta have carbs, especially out there. Like, there becomes a point where your body is just like, that is my energy source. So the people in your life, before you started all of this, before you started running, what did they actually think about you running?
Oh, look at him getting into another crazy endurance sport. How long is this gonna last? And I go through different fitness things, that I want to stay in shape, and I was into bodybuilding at one point, like physique, all that. That lasted some time. Obviously going to the gym like on a regular basis, and then when I got into running, it was, man, you've never been deep into running, or at least like distance running. I always, in my younger years, I did track and field, sprints, but that was as much running as I did. So now coming into the world of distance running, everybody's like, oh, let's see how long this lasts. That was kind of their thoughts.
Okay. Isn't it kind of interesting that when you start to look back at that, you do see that you actually essentially have two groups of friends, right?
Oh, for sure. I definitely have some that are, I'd hate to say that are waiting for me to fail, but they're waiting for me to drop this and find the next thing. Then I have the other group that is rooting me on no matter if it's a 1 mile run to, you know, a marathon again, another one. You know.
There's also that group that they're just hoping that you stop doing this so you can go back to the old you and the you that they miss hanging out with. Yes. Because they miss the person that sat on the couch all day with them and didn't make them feel lazy and didn't make them want to go do something. And they kind of don't want to hang out with you anymore because they almost feel that if they hang out, if they're around you, that they feel obligated to do stuff. Mm-hmm. And they almost don't like that feeling.
Yep. And that rings true 100%. And I love all my people. I really do. I almost put my friends and, you know, my people into different clans. And I definitely have the clan that, you know, they're a little sad that I don't, you know, let's go out and drink. Let's go out and do these things. Let's stay out. Let's eat like crap.
Right.
And I'm just, you know, I'm about discipline now. That's kind of where I'm at in my life. So I don't drink. I eat healthy. I don't smoke. I don't do any of those things. So, you know, I lose people by the wayside based on those decisions. Still have love for each one of those people. It's just chapters, right? And, you know, I put my best foot forward. And if that means putting my best foot forward out the door while they sit on the couch, that's what I'm going to have to do.
Just to avoid the wind, we're going to change a little course because I was going to get him to the top just to show him, you know, real fast what the view looks like up there. But
knock that out real quick.
Yeah, just real quick. Do we have time, you know? Do we have time? When I first told you that I wanted to start running, what did you actually think?
Man, inspired. I know it sounds cheesy, but man, running is its own beast. And what I mean by that is, unlike other things, other sports, other activities, you can't cheat at running. Like, you have to put in the work, you have to run, hence running. So when you came and said, hey, I want to get into running, I was like, let's go. That's awesome. Because I have people in my circle that are fitter than I am that won't dare go out and strap up the laces and go out for a run. Yeah. So for you to come out here and just be open to being like, let's do this, I was inspired, truly.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Of course.
We said we wouldn't cry. We said no crying and no Spice Girls, and this is what you said. When did running stop becoming something that you did and became something that you actually just needed?
Man, I would say a couple months in. At first it felt just like work. Felt like something I had to do, like a chore. As I got better at running, faster, you know, learning things, you know, there's so many nuances that go into running. I mean, from the type of shoes that you can buy, to the gear that you can have, hydration, like fueling plans, all that. Once I got that more dialed in, it became like second nature, and then it started becoming, oh my God, this is part of my daily routine. This is me. Mm-hmm. So instead of a chore, it became more of me. And I mean, it's been like that since that time. And it kind of was just evolved naturally. Went from a chore to just second nature.
Most new runners quit. I almost did, for sure. What's generally happening inside somebody's mind at that moment that they're about ready to quit?
Fear, doubt, disappointment. And I say all those because I felt those, each one of those individual times, to all three at one time. And talk about a whirlwind of emotions. Trying to almost convince myself to stay in the fight, stay the course. I've quit running more times than I can count on my hands. But I always remember one thing in the back of my mind, and it was to stay the course, stick to the plan. It's worth it.
Is there a part of you that's worried the club needs you more than you need it?
Absolutely not. And I say that because how big we've grown in such a short amount of time. If you follow us, you've seen that this has started with literally just myself, a dream, a hope to build something, forge community together through fitness, and now it's expanded to the level that it's at now. Yeah, and I have members when I'm out of town, out at work, whatever, they run and host sessions flawlessly.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's the best thing that you can ask for right there when you're trying to build any sort of organization or any sort of club, really.
Yep. And that was my whole goal, was to, build it to the point where I don't have to hold it. It can do its own.
It can stay afloat.
Absolutely.
You did a great job with it, man.
Thank you.
Great job with it.
Appreciate that, James.
Man, look at this right here. So beautiful out here today. You picked a good day for this. So.
Oh, yeah.
So, thanks, I know. You sure you don't want to go do Dixon? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Oh, I'm in it for the long haul. You tell me what you want to do.
All right. What sacrifices have you made on behalf of running?
Family time. I've sacrificed hours and hours and hours on end of family time for running. Not just for my personal journey, but as well as for the run club. It means so much to me that my wife is, able to pick up where I lack in family time for my, dedication and hobbiness, I guess, to running, as well as building the run club.
Yeah.
For the community, because she does understand the importance of the run club to the community, as well as running to my mental health.
Right.
But I have, missed, hours on holidays, weekends and stuff, just to fulfill, this dream, this passion of mine. So.
I mean, it works on all fields there, but we can't thank our partners enough. Our wives, our girlfriends, sometimes boyfriends. So I've seen, on the other side, I've coaches and runners that they have husbands and boyfriends where same thing, and you don't realize that there is the other side of the coin where our loved ones do make sacrifices too, where they're having to sit on the sidelines per se. They're having to, without realizing. So on the climb, we'll get on the right side. So, how's it going? God made that look like butter. I was like, this gotta be an e-bike. That wasn't an e-bike. Good job, man. So, but our loved ones make the sacrifice of time as well as picking up around where we're not there.
Absolutely.
And I can't thank them enough, because for a lot of people on the outside looking in, they're like, man, that's a hobby. I don't know why you're chasing that so much. And for us, it's a dream. It's a goal. It's a business. It's an opportunity that we're willing to chase, and our loved ones and significant others see the same thing, and we can't thank them enough.
100%. I love you, boo.
Right. Oh. I was gonna say, yeah, same thing. So my wife is like, so I know you love me. You don't have to say it on the camera. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, when you're at mile 22 of a marathon and your mind and body is telling you to stop, what is going on in your head?
Oh boy. Fellow marathoners, we know this area. 18, 22 mileage, the bonk, the wall, whatever we call it. Oh man, what is going through my head? This is probably one of the most emotional times in the marathon. This is kind of where, like I just said, you hit a wall, whether that's mentally or physically, or both. And that's where your training comes into play. From that point on, it is all guts. It is all mental toughness. There's nothing there but you, your feet, those shoes that you bought that you just believe are going to take you to the checkered line, and the pavement in front of you. And you just have to put one foot in front of the other, fight through the pain, the agony. But everything comes to mind. It is the hours of training you've done, the family time that you've sacrificed, the running in the cold, the running in the heat, the long runs, the short runs, the tempo runs. Like all of that starts surfacing, and it's just a whirlwind of emotion. And it is like that for those last 4 miles after that till you hit that checkered line. And once you hit that, wow, yeah, it is just like a relief. It is a ton, literal ton off your shoulders.
Yeah. Oh man. Like right now, like running is who you are, right? And I feel pretty confident in saying that. Like you're a pretty strong runner, pretty big runner. Now, if all of that was taken away from you tomorrow, who is Ty?
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh. Man, running was taken away from me tomorrow, I would definitely be lost.
Okay.
Without a sense of purpose when it comes to fitness, that extracurricular time with myself. God, I would almost be in shambles, because running does for me things that medication, people just can't. Being outside, I mean, we're out here, you don't hear anything other than birds and nature right now. And what is better than that when you're running through these trails miles at a time with just peace?
Yeah.
Your mind can do nothing but relax. And then you go back down there into the city, the hustle and bustle, and that's where the stress comes in. But when you're on these trails, it's peace. So I would definitely be lost. I would lose my sense of peace. I would definitely lose a version of myself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's deep. Kind of feel that way with hiking.
Yeah.
But so in that regard, has running ever actually saved you? Not necessarily like in a get healthier version, but actually saved you?
Yes, definitely. I say that because last year my dad and my brother were murdered. So that was a huge loss, as you can imagine. And apart from, family support and all that, which was phenomenal, there was still a piece that was empty, and very dark. And what I found was, as I continued in my running and distance running, passion, I fulfilled that emptiness, and that emptiness was dark. And I think we all know what kind of thoughts come into our head when we're in that low, dark valley, that valley that seems that you can't climb out of. It is just vast, dark, dead, just no light.
And you want to pull yourself out, and it's hard to.
100%.
It's hard.
And running really got me out of that darkness, right? It was that light, and the best way I can put it is my running. I was chasing this lantern in the dark, right?
Right.
Till it led me to the I don't want to say the promised land, but to light.
Right.
And I slowly but surely got out of that darkness, and I can wholeheartedly say running definitely saved my life.
Yeah. Well, sorry to hear all that happened to you, and if you ever need anything, let me know.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have, I hate saying this, but very identical stories, but you will never know. You'll never hear it. And they're the most friendliest people you'll ever meet in your life. And they'll carry the smile on their face and the pain in their hearts. And they'll have some sort of outlet for it, like running. and hiking, and some version of letting the pain out. And it's good that you have that. It's
Absolutely.
great that you have that.
And that's why it's like so needed. And to go back to your question before, that's what I would lose. If running was taken from me tomorrow, I would fall back into that darkness.
Yeah.
It may not be a rapid fall, but it would be a slow, regress, just a slow decline.
Right.
And that's the scary thing, So,
oh yeah. I can only imagine. So that's why it's like, if you're helping me with running, and if you ever need anything, you let me know.
I appreciate you, buddy.
10 years from now, what do you want people to remember you by? Or how do you want people to remember you?
That motherfucker never quit. No matter the odds stacked against me, that motherfucker never quit. Whether it's mile 22, whether it's, things in my personal life, the loss of my brother and my father, losing a position at work, whatever issues at home, that motherfucker never quit. Perseverance.
I like that. Man. It's like being known as somebody who just never quits is such a great feeling, right?
Yes.
So, and that's very, very honorable. Like, for me, whenever I look at certain people around me, I always try to tell people, well, actually, let me kind of take that back just a step. I've always preached for the longest time, surround yourself with people who you want to be like, or that you want to grow into. And you remember like the old Boost Mobile commercials, like the Circle of Five network?
Yeah.
Right? Build your circle of five.
Yep.
And I've always been like, who can I put in there? And you're definitely in my circle, because I look at what you're doing and I do see that you don't quit. You're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that something gets done, that something is persevering, that either the run club is continuing on, or people in the run club is doing stuff outside the run club, such as like people are doing ultra marathons
yes.
and marathons together. Like, that's incredible. So, and it's all being organized and put together by this guy and others in the group as well. And it's just because you had a dream of just uniting people in a community together and just running together.
100%.
How cool is that?
Yep.
So,
100%.
how did the run club start?
A vision, some hope, and a seat at my kitchen table.
Okay.
A lot of scribble, scratch, toss away ideas. A lot of fear of wanting to
One behind. How's it going?
So it just started with, a dream, some hope, and my kitchen table. Scribbling down ideas, tossing them away. Not sure if it's going to work, so the fear of, what if it doesn't work? And how many times have we heard that in our lives, right?
Right.
You got to just go out there and just shoot for the stars sometimes. And not like I'm shooting for $1 million idea, because I'm not. I think it's actually worth more than that. It's the idea of fostering community through fitness. And gosh, I think we achieved that, and we achieved that every session. And that's how that started. It was an idea I put on paper, threw away, was insecure about, but came back because I was like, I don't quit. We're gonna execute the plan, and we're gonna see this through.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, it didn't start at the brewery. It
No.
started in your neighborhood, right?
Correct. So starting it was, I live in a subdivision. So I'm all about being neighborly, getting to know your neighbors. You know, you're out of town and you got pets or, you know, flowers or something that you care about. And you just need somebody to just tend to them for 5-10 minutes.
Right.
You know, you're not going to get that until you like meet your neighbors. You establish those relationships. That was the goal. So I first made it for just our subdivision. Being in, you know, southern Colorado, around numerous military installations, there's a lot of fit folks. And there's a lot of folks that want to get fit. So utilizing that community, I was like, what better way to bring people together but through fitness?
Right.
So, you know, I started having 5K runs that I mapped out routes around the neighborhood. And I'd have minimal participation, but participation nonetheless. And that's where the dream was built.
Look at that climb. We just did that climb. And then from there, you essentially, you were, if I remember the story, you weren't getting the participation you were looking for, correct?
Correct.
So then you said, instead of the neighborhood, let's take it to the public.
Correct.
Let's take it to the city.
Yes.
So you then went to a local brewery in town.
Yep. With the
Which-
help of my co-founder and one of my best friends, Juan. I will never ever forget to shout him out. So Juan, love you, man. Wish you were here with us right now to record this, but you're off having fun somewhere. I don't know.
We'll meet up with them later. So, so both of y'all then approached the brewery and said, hey, we have this idea and we're wanting to meet up
Yes.
here. How did
Yes.
that come?
And man, special shout out to two people. One, Juan. Juan was huge on this. He led the charge in the brewery run. I let that be his baby, per se. And shout out to Teresa, you know, the owner of Peaks and Pines there. And boy, oh boy, like with those two, they collabed. They met in the middle somewhere, and both were like, hey, this could be a great thing for the small community. Let's get this push. She also warned us, you know, many have tried this, but what did they do? They failed and they quit. One thing I hope you've learned from me through this interview is that I'm not going to quit.
Right.
I may want to. That's totally true. I may want to, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
And, you know, we stayed the course, and Juan kept the foot on the gas, and now you see us every Wednesday, 6 o'clock. You know, we're out for 1 to 2 mile runs and coming back and having beers with one another and just sharing stories, laughs, good times, getting to meet other people. And I'm grateful to the way it's growing. I meet people every week, every Wednesday.
That's what it does feel like, because more and more people are showing up. So it seems like we're getting to meet more and more people.
Yes.
Now, by chance, has she mentioned why the past run clubs had failed?
Briefly with me, she just said that she's had people come with the same idea and the same or a similar vision, and they tried it and it just wasn't working for them, and they just kind of let it dry out.
Yeah.
And you know, that's why I have love for that lady, because she opened the doors for us and, you know, helped build momentum.
I feel like that brewery has been such a key component of that town. Even they helped me out. Like Jonathan, the head brewer there, made a beer for me for just losing 100 pounds. Who does that? Matter of fact, when I went home back in March, April, my brother was like going to other breweries asking if they would do the same thing. And they all looked at him like he was crazy.
Yep.
And I was like, well, my brewery did it.
Yep. Yep.
So I feel like we kind of lucked out.
And that goes to show you how special these people are, man.
Very much so.
And I wouldn't trade this small community for the world, really.
So now that you have the run club up and running, it's been going on for now, how long?
For a little over a year and a half.
Okay. You're doing not only one weekly run, but on Saturdays you do a clinic. Talk to me about that. What goes on Saturdays?
So on Saturdays I host 2 different things. They vary, they alternate every other Saturday. One portion of it is interval training. So that will be at a local high school on top of a track or on a track where we do various interval workouts geared towards running. Some days are hard. We did that this morning. Got some good sweat out of some folks. And then the other Saturdays we do a 4-mile park run. Trail similar to this, not as not as much incline, flat trail, but through the woods and around water features, and that's a 4-mile loop. And even there we get like great participation. People love it. They bring their kids, their dogs. It's a good time.
Honestly, like, I showed up to one of those park days and it seemed like everybody was having a great time there. Even though, I was like, even though it was hot, but you guys moved it up.
Yeah.
Since then, because it was like the first time it got hot.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, it'd been a while since I've done this trail, and I love it when it's been a while because you get to relive a trail. You get to see it again for what feels like the first time. Because I was walking it and there was a part of me where I was like, oh, he's going to hate me, but I think I made a wrong turn. Because I'm like, we're on North Talon, because this is kind of what it looks like.
Right, yeah, I was like, this is the wooded area. I think we're getting in that wooded area of Talon now.
We're getting close. We're gonna hit a tri-section, and that's gonna be our turning point. But I was gonna be like, we could turn around, but we're gonna get to the
stay the course.
Yeah. So that's gonna wrap up for the first episode of Heavy Breathing, Heavy Thoughts. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode and for putting up with all the technical difficulties on this one. This was episode 1, and I can't wait to see what this is going to really branch out and turn into. Thank you, Ty, for being my first guest on this. And I can't wait to have you back in the future to see where we're going to be. But come back for more, because the questions are always going to be tough. The breathing is always going to get heavier as the view always gets better. But the view is still going to be immaculate. As always, my name is James, and thank you for giving me your ear here on Heavy Breathing, Heavy Thoughts. Until next time, take care.